one of the things entrepreneurs are sometimes asked about and maybe sometimes think about on their own is the exit strategy, um, which I don't know. I don't really like that term. I don't think you strategize around it typically. I think it sort of happens. Um, and the way I thought about exits as an entrepreneur, I thought I was being pragmatic. I basically would say, don't really, if it comes up, we will consider it and we will, evaluate the value it would be delivering, and we'll take a logical approach. So we don't have a sort of hard and fast opinion on it. I actually think that's really hard to do. You know, where my head is now after having gone through an exit after selling a company, I think once you start even thinking about selling a business, you're selling the business. You don't really get to go get to do a price check and then make a decision as to whether or not you want to do it, because it's too involved and there's too many people in the business involved, and you're kind of too in it and already dreaming about it by the time you get the number. In my case, I was sitting in the office at Admob. We were having some kind of meeting, and I remember the office manager came and she said, Steve Jobs is on the phone. And I was like, what? And she's like, yeah, Steve Jobs is on the phone. And so I went and I got the phone. He said, hi, Omar, this is Steve Jobs. I love what you're doing with Admob. I'd love you to come by my house tonight. And I was like, okie dokie. And so I obviously went. We had a conversation. Things with Apple ultimately didn't work out. It was a very long back and forth, multi-month negotiation. But by then, my investors knew about it. Some of the management team knew about it. We had met people internally at Apple. We were kind of in that mode of already contemplating what would it be like to be at a bigger company. In some cases, almost like, and part of that is also like dreaming of like being done with all the. I mean, it's tiring. It's tiring running your own company, right? And you always have 100 problems, and sort of thinking like, wow, I could just hand all these problems to this bigger company. We could have all these resources. We could get all of this stuff done. Obviously, there'd be a great financial outcome for all of us. What a wonderful life that would be. And you're now dreaming about this for 3, 4, 5 months. Do you think you really have the mentality and capacity to go back and just run the business on your own without being severely damaged and sad and depressed? You really don't. So obviously things didn't work out with Apple, and ultimately Google stepped in and made an offer as well, which we took. But the reason that happened was because we started thinking about it. And so now I actually think it almost has to be a proactive decision on a company's part. Like if you believe that you have a certain capacity, that you can get to a certain valuation, that you're going to go public, that you're going to achieve a certain size, you're going to have to be, even with yourself, kind of strict about that. And I would be careful about even considering an exit, because once you start thinking about it, you're in it. And once you're in it, it's very difficult to get out.